Hey guys, welcome back to the Canadian Nerd. On this episode, we go inside Con G in Guelph. Now, as you can probably tell, my camera buddy is not with me today, or cameraman rather. So the shots might look kind of like this. What can I do? But yeah, it should be tons of fun. Today is Sunday, which is the third of 3 days at the con. And unfortunately, I couldn't make it on any of the other days, but let's go inside and take a look.
Hey, this is Paul Stanley coming to you from Con G.
Alright guys, well those are some of the awesome cosplayers at the con, but now in order to keep it short and sweet, let's jump right into the standard con tour, after which we'll come back and do this thing. Alright guys, well that's it for the tour. Hopefully that gave you guys a decent sense of what the space was like. Wasn't exactly the easiest space to shoot. It was like a really long hallway with a bunch of rooms that shot off of it. So what I did is I took you guys inside the vendor's room, but I sort of omitted the artist alleys and all of the other panel rooms. But hopefully it was better than nothing. So yeah, how about now we jump into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles panel with Robert Paulson. Yeah.
There aren't too many people in their careers who get to portray two arguably really iconic roles in terms of pop culture, right? That's like, you know, getting to play Doctor Who and Batman in the same lifetime, which is unusual. At first I was going to apologize and say, you know, I don't mean to equate Turtles with those guys, but you know, Turtles is a pretty big deal. It really is.
Bigger.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's not lost on me how lucky I am. Honestly, I really don't have a preference. I like them both for different reasons, and I'm not saying that just to be diplomatic. Raphael was great because it was, oh, pardon me, that's my parole officer. What the hell he knows in Canada? Oh, I'm not supposed to travel internationally. Oh, well. Folks will be waiting for me at the airport.
All right, guys, well, that was the TMNT panel, and now we're quickly going to take a look at the closing ceremonies where they had a really big announcement, which I think all of you should see. Yeah, let's jump in and check that out.
Conventions are hard work, and they can be incredibly personal. Kanji has been our baby for half a decade now. Holy crap. You're old. You're old too. I know. And it has grown beyond our wildest hopes and dreams. We were just a handful of friends with the dream of running a fun weekend event. And somehow it was never quite real in the first few months leading up to the first con, and then we made a thing.
A real thing.
A real thing! And it turned into something, a very special thing, with little hearts and flowers. And then, after our first weekend, we realized, for the first time, that we'd have to do it again. Because everyone had had such a good time, and we just couldn't let everyone down. And I think that the trying to please you guys, the fans, mentality is part of what's kept Kanji going bigger and better every year. Because we try and actually take the time to listen to suggestions that you give to us at these closing ceremonies, aka the Cake is a Lie panel. Woo! And we try and give serious consideration to any that are within our means to do for you.
Because we want to know what you want us to be.
Super.
Kanji, oh, I totally said that in my next line. Kanji is a convention run for the fans by a group of fans and has turned into a beast with a life of its own. That kind of explains our little dragon mascot. Interesting. And as you know, dragons can be a little overbearing, especially Khan. He has needs. We're not going to go into it. There is no real way to explain what this con means to us, the staff personally. We just can't put it into words, and we have tried, and it just doesn't work. We have poured our hearts and souls into this beast of a con for the past half decade. You like using this half decade?
It sounds longer than 5 years.
Okay. And with that, the dragon is unfortunately starting to eat us. Because we have to switch here. Sorry.
Every one of us has a life, in theory, and those lives are getting more complicated every day. Husbands, wives, families, houses, mortgages, and a lot of things. It's just a lot to bear, especially with a staff of only 8 people. Yes, this entire con is run by the people on the stage. Well, okay, 8 people and like a boatload of amazing volunteers that help out during the weekend.
All right, guys, well, that's it for the Kanji episode. And if you guys were as shocked at the news and the closing ceremonies as I was, then please make sure to be there next year. And maybe if we support them enough, then they'll stick around longer. If you guys would like to see more of the closing ceremonies, you can absolutely do that by checking out my next posting, which you will also be able to stay abreast of by following me on Twitter at The Canadian Nerd, the spelled THA, or by hitting the subscribe button, which should be up here, something like that, but hit the button anyways. Finally, I'd very much like to thank all of the organizers, the cosplayers, the vendors, and all of the attendees and panelists that helped to make the event as great as it was. I will be there next year for all 3 days, so I hope to see all of you there. All right, well, I think that's about it. And until the next episode, take care. See you later. Peace.